don't know if this video's gonna survive. I might just delete it. I might give up. I don't know. I'm not even setting up a mic. This is unscripted. There's gonna be a nightmarish amount of ums and ahs. But I figure I haven't talked to the camera in a while. You know, I did a Q&A, but I haven't kind of unscripted. There's your I haven't unscripted, just sort of talked. So I'm gonna let you in on my current insanity. So I'm in the market for a new camera, and by in the market I mean I'm just kind of researching, because I am broke as all hell and a new camera is not really in the cards right now. But so I've been researching a new camera, and there's just so many little things that drive me absolutely crazy about this search for a new camera. So we've got I mean, basically the be-all end-all, we have our Sony a7S III. That is like your big boy, and that's kind of where I want to end up. But obviously I don't have like $4,000 to just drop, because it's not like just buying a body. Currently right now I'm shooting on a Lumix GX85, so everything I'm working with is micro four thirds. But the climate that we're in, it's looking like micro four thirds is on its way out, or at least that's sort of what I'm thinking at this point. That's the way it seems, but I've been wrong before and I'll be wrong again. So I've got all these micro four thirds lenses, and I do have a couple of nice little vintage lenses that I can adapt. Olympus lenses I can adapt to Canon EF. I do have that little adapter, nice little piece of metal. So basically, our catch, I don't right now want to buy an a7S III. I can't, but I also don't want to right now. So I want an incremental step up. So let's look at our options. Actually, firstly, I'm going to say, yes, Sony a7S III, because the Canon R5 and the Canon R6, just not doing it for me. I know the whole Canon color science is, oh my god! But the overheating thing, especially for situations like this, where I have studio lights just melting me already, in a hot room with not a lot of ventilation like that, the overheating, it's going to be a nightmare immediately. So Canon basically is totally out of the question, and that's so it goes. So no Canon, unless they happen to announce some sort of other camera sometime soon. Basically, the R5, R6, and the a7S III are kind of living in this like out of my budget, they don't exist kind of thing. Pretty much same idea with the Panasonic S1H, but the S1H doesn't really have enough going for it to be enticing, honestly. Like the 6K RAW, awesome, but the terrible autofocus, no thank you. The L lenses, there's like none of them, and the ones that do exist are super expensive, so that's out the window. So I could go GH5, which is very cool. The GH5, essentially spec-wise, is like the perfect camera for me. The unfortunate part is it's micro four thirds, so it's not future-proof at all. So if I get one of these GH5s and I start investing in glass, then I'm just going to have to completely sell everything and throw everything out the window when the time comes that I finally do move full frame. The other thing is, as you can see, full frame is very much needed because this is a very, very dark basement. So as much light as I can possibly get, because I can't see anything right now. I actually see my eyes in my glasses, I think, probably brighter than anything else. But okay, so GH5, sadly, pretty much my best bet right now. Canon's out. Sony, there's like, I'm thinking the A7C sounds interesting, although it doesn't quite do what I want it to do, and it doesn't push as hard, I guess, basically. Like, so you have the GH5, which is shooting 10-bit 400 megabits, which is huge. And then you have the A7C, full frame, awesome. E-mount, that's great. That's a lens system I can sort of slowly move my way into. But the thing shoots at 8-bit, and the bit rate itself is super low. And it's just like, why? What's the... I understand I'm essentially not the person that camera was made for. But it's kind of unfortunate. Like, you know, I got here from a Blackmagic Pocket cinema camera. There we go. The audio is probably about to be way better. Air conditioning turned off. But like right now I'm shooting on a GX85. I got here from a Blackmagic Pocket cinema camera. That is a mouthful. So I love my tiny little cameras. Like, it is the best thing to... My hand right now, obviously you cannot see, but my hand is so much bigger than the whole freaking camera. Like, I'm Andre the Giant versus this thing. And I forgot where I was even going with that. Cool. Totally lost my train of thought. All right. Well, let's just keep moving there. So Sony, I don't want to get an A7 III either. You know, it has sort of closer features, the A7 III, but no flippy screen. Kind of sucks. Really helps to have a flippy screen. When you do what I do, I'm down here, one-man band in it, you know, so not being able to see my shot kind of sucks. That's that. So A7 III's out. 8-bit, no flippy screen, no thank you. A7C, 8-bit, still pretty expensive. Also, A7 III, super expensive at this point, still. I'm still on a little Baltimore boys budget, you know what I mean? I'm not rolling in it. Those YouTube covers have not lined my pockets. So, Sony's out, Canon's out, Panasonic's kind of out, Lumix, Panasonic, whatever. So now, what do we have? As far as I'm concerned, at least, we've got Fuji and we've got Blackmagic. So, Fuji Xt4, holy crap, look at those specs. Have you seen those specs? Because, whoa, man, those are some good friggin' specs. I think, if I remember right, it's 10-bit internal, 400 megabit a second. It's all intra, I think. And APS-C, not quite full frame, but still, once again, from a Micro Four Thirds, I'll take it. Nice little upgrade there. A little bit more bokeh in my land. But also, similar situation with the Panasonic, where there's like not a lot of Fuji X-mount lenses. There's a pretty small selection. So that kind of sucks. And then from what I hear, both the Xt3 and the Xt4 have pretty bad overheating issues. And once again, that's a situation where I have to be sitting here rolling as long as it takes, you know, and I'm in a hot studio, and so XT4 is out, maybe? XT3, XT4. See, the nice thing, what I like about the XT3 is that price range is great. That is a wonderful, wonderful spot for that to be sitting. That is a good price. But XT3, you lose the flippy screen. And honestly, looking at it, the XT4 is not a big enough step up from the XT3 to justify like being basically half times again more expensive. Let's say that better. 1.5 times as expensive. So Fuji's out. Plus I want IBIS, man. Okay, wait, IBIS. Let's talk about IBIS. I hope I haven't been leaning forward out of the focus, and I probably have. So let's get back in our focus zone. Do my little Vogue here. Yup, good. IBIS. Canon doesn't matter. Sony's got IBIS. Sony's IBIS is great. Ish. Panasonic's got IBIS. Panasonic's IBIS is arguably the best. Fuji, Xt3, no IBIS. That's kind of your catch. Your Xt3, super cheap, no IBIS. So I'm pretty sure I've convinced myself through making this video. Our last move here is Blackmagic. My old faithful, I love to hate them and I love to love them. I hate to hate them? Yeah, I'm going to say I hate to hate them and I love to love them. Blackmagic just coming in with the very sweetest image quality. Obviously because it's shooting, was it 12-bit RAW or something like that? Insane bit rate. So none of that's going to blow up when I push it. Battery life, I'm going to be plugging it into this gigantic thing right here. It's got EF mount lenses, which helps me on my way to the full frame game. Even though Canon's blowing it right now, but hopefully by the time that changes, we will not be in the same situation. The catch is no flippy screen, no IBIS, terrible battery life, still not a very big deal because of the power thing. No flippy screen, no IBIS, bad battery life. I think that's pretty much it. I think that is the catch. Oh, yes. And a big part of my workflow, I've been looking at it throughout this video, is this app called Field Monitor. This is going to be like an unofficial advertisement for this app. It is an iPad app. I think it exists on Android. Don't quote me on it. iPhone as well, actually. It is a fully functioning monitor app. I can change, at very least, this is with my Panasonic Lumix camera. I can change my aperture, my shutter speed, my ISO. I can change my white balance. I can change focus with it. So it's a pretty inclusive app, and then obviously I can use this big old iPad as a monitor. So that's great. That is super great, because not paying 400, 500 bucks or whatever for an Atomos, I'm down with that. That being said, Atomos, if you want to send me something, I will review it. And then hopefully I can keep it. Just kidding. No, I mean, I'm not kidding. I'll review it. So cool. So Blackmagic, basically perfect image quality That's awesome. But I have no way to control it. And beyond having no way to control it, the autofocus is iffy. So that's pretty much out of the question. So essentially that brings us to what the hell do I do? There's no right move. And that's what kind of sucks. And I guess that is the thing to learn about essentially any tool or piece of equipment or gear that you will get. There is never a perfect. There is never going to be something that does every single thing that you want it to do. So now I have to do the big, annoying comparing everything and seeing which is the most important to me. Hopefully, I don't know, hopefully I can figure it out soon. The other thing is, the other thing, I really want to, I want to start shooting 60 FPS on this channel because I haven't seen, we'll talk about that. Yeah, so Sony A7C, maybe, or even Sony A6600, something like that, because it's still E-mount lenses, so I just buy full-frame lenses, full-frame E-mount lenses, use them on that crop sensor. That 8-bit, though, that 8-bit's rough, and especially stuff like this, super dark, I need all the color information and dynamic range I can get, because this is moody and horrible, and it's just, it looks terrible. So I know the Blackmagic's going to look the best. The Sony's probably going to be the most versatile, and it's also nice to be able to take photos with. And that Fuji is probably the best value. But then again, the GH5 is basically the perfect camera. It's just micro four thirds. So it's just going to hit its limit where micro four thirds is not viable anymore, and then I will have just wasted a ton of money. I mean, not wasted, but you know, I could be investing towards a line of lenses and an ecosystem and that kind of thing, but instead I'm just kind of going, this is good for now. So I don't know. Do you future-proof? Do you buy for now? Do you buy way expensive so that your resale values are better? My resale values on all my stuff is always terrible, because I buy it and then I keep it for 6,000 years and then I sell it once it's, you know, nearly non-existent, or it just ends up on a shelf forever. I don't know. Fuji, if you see this, let's talk. Or Blackmagic, if you see this, let's talk. I feel like Blackmagic's not really doing any partnerships or anything. Or Fuji doesn't fucking give a shit about me either, but yeah. I don't think there's a takeaway. Here goes my audio. Sorry. I don't think there's really a takeaway from this video, but those are my thoughts. Sorry in advance to all of the very, very angry Canon users in the room. Yeah, that's all. If you like this video, hit like. If you want to see more videos that are pretty much nothing like this one, you can hit subscribe. I do all kinds of stuff on here. I do whatever I want. Very lucky in that sense. I get to really kind of do whatever I want. What else? You could become a YouTube member or a Patreon member. You get stuff like access to an exclusive Discord. You get videos a day early. You get stems and tabs, which means nothing probably to you here watching about a camera. And yeah, I don't know. Follow me on Instagram and all them stuffs. And I got shirts for sale down below. I don't think I've said this in a video yet, but I do have shirts down here. There's a couple of memes and a couple of, it's just either my name or my face, and you can get that if you want that. Take as my usual sign off. I say something nice and positive. So take a load off, buddy. I'll see you the next time that I do this, which is probably not for a long time. I'm gonna play guitar probably in the next video, definitely in the next video. So thank you. So much love. And shut up, Drew. Shut up. It's time to shut up. Dude, I look like a cone head. Like a cone head.